So, another side note. So, how old is Dermot, actually? When did this impregnation happen?
Well, I think that if Nikki wasn't his first, she was one of his first. Because she was 15, and I'm pretty sure he was around, I want to say he was around 24, which we all know is the age he was when he lost his virginity.
Oh, right.
So, I think it was at the beginning of his sexual escapades, but, you know.
Beginning, middle, and end, maybe?
Yeah.
I still don't know. I don't know what kind of overlap we have. My instinct is that Dermot is a little bit older, but I don't think he's that much older than them.
Yeah,
I
don't know.
I have no idea how it factors in. It would be really creepy if he already had the kids and then...
Just from what he looked like when they handed Hank and Dean to him and what he looked like in the flashback of this episode, where there were, like, years in between that. Yeah. Like, that wasn't an overnight thing.
I saw a comment that he looked very Woody Allen in that flashback. It's great.
Weird to compare him to Woody Allen.
Yeah. Is it, though?
No. Not at all. So at one point, Dermot does say Nikki on the phone in front of Dr. Venture. And we're not sure if it's because he has to buy batteries for his own remote, batteries that he's already bought, or because he heard the name. But he does make kind of a face, and there's like a slight reaction to that. And then I think he's kind of distracted by the situation.
But when he walks away from him, he looks back at him very pointedly. But I think it's like he's irritated because he snapped at him or something. But he was like, he looked at him like...
There could be something there, or we could just be reading into it way too much. In which case, whatever, we're girls, we're allowed to.
I mean, Dr. Venture's kind of obliv, but how many Nickies are probably in like his area? Circle. You know? I don't know. It's weird.
And Dermot. Ugh. I just don't understand how Dr. Venture made a Dermot.
You should be a stud muffin, is what you're saying.
So large.
So speaking of being, super extra creepy, there's kind of a flip where Nikki is originally the one who gets, statutory raped, and then she does the same thing to Hank Venture. Yeah.
Which means that Nikki has slept with father and son.
And she's like at least in her 30s now.
Okay. If it is in fact true that, like, let's just entertain the idea that Dr. Venture lost his virginity to Nikki.
Okay.
Hank just lost his virginity to Nikki. Is there going to be another love child out of this situation?
Apparently they're very virile men.
I just don't even want to
let that one steep. So my question is Nikki trying to use Hank and this encounter to get back at Dr. Venture or to get something else out of him? Because what 30-something-year-old woman in her right mind would ever be interested in a 17-year-old kid?
Well, she's not exactly in her right mind. Like, okay, she was president of the Rusty Venture fan club, A. B, she's like a lifelong groupie of him. In fact, she was spouting out how he was like Rusty Venture, Boy Adventurer, while they were like getting all into it.
Yeah.
So she could have just been fantasizing about Rusty Venture the whole time she's with Hank, which is creepy, but mostly for her benefit.
I think that we have not seen the last of her.
No, I will agree with you 100% there. I don't think that this was the end of that story thread.
She's gonna get in her business and it's gonna muck things up.
It's not that I'm not looking forward to it, because I know it'll be interesting, but I really don't know how I feel about all the stuff that's gonna get drug up about.
Oh yeah.
Like all this background, and
also she's so like normal for them.
She's really pretty.
Is Nikki.
Yeah.
Her name is Nikki. Is there that's the most normal name I've ever heard on the show. There's no doctors in there. She's not Dr. Nikki.
Or Mrs. Nikki.
So Michael, what's wrong with her?
Or Lady Nikki.
Other than the obvious. What's her deal?
I mean, she's obsessed with Rusty Venture.
Does she have superpowers? It didn't really take superpowers to seduce Hank.
No, probably not.
Ugh, this is so awkward. Anyway.
Even in the cartoon world, it must have been awkward.
It was awkward watching it.
I know.
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I was like so like excited, but I was also like kind of creepy.
Yeah.
Okay, so leaving that Melrose Place drama in the past. Hank does eventually find all of this out because he touches the key that was used to trigger, the memories of Nikki and, Dr. Venture. So it triggers all the memories for him, so he's flooded, and all of a sudden he's like, crap, he knows everything. Kind of freaked out, but still takes it creepily well. Well, it's Venture style.
Hank's been through a lot.
Yes.
So things aren't as surprising as they once were.
This is true. And, of course, so Hank, volunteers to have his memory wiped. Again, which he's just like, okay, I guess I'll have my memory wiped, this
Brock is so proud of him. It's so cute. He has this little moment where he's like, that's my boy, and it's just so great. So great. But Hank leaves himself a secret message on his communicator watch. Yeah. And labels it Dean Faceplant, so he knows that he'll watch it right away. And he talks about skydiving into a mountain of warm whipped cream. Which apparently...
is great.
Is...
something you'd want to do.
Divine. So, yeah, that is his... So basically, he gets his memory wiped, but he leaves himself a message that he did in fact lose his virginity, and it was awesome. And then sexy pinstripe Dr. Venture shows up from the future, past, alternate dimension.
We're not sure.
Riddler style. What is happening? We're 90% sure that it's Dr. Venture. Maybe it's a successful Dr. Venture from a different decision, choose your own ending situation. We don't know what's happening here, but it is a suave looking Dr. Venture. It looks a lot more like his brother, actually, except for normal height and such. And
it's amazing what a good head of hair and a nice suit will do for one.
Yeah, and a question mark. We know you don't know what's happening, but here it is.
Well, at least it was comforting. No, you're not supposed to know what's going on.
Yeah, I guess.
Do you think it might be David Bowie again? Doing the whole, I'm messing with you.
Probably not. Think he has other stuff going on right now?
Probably not. They're probably not going to repeat their material,
No, I really don't see them. They've done some jokes twice, but usually the stuff they repeat is the stuff that gets, no reaction.
Yeah.
Like Dawn.
Yeah. Or things that just failed miserably, like the Muppets.
Yeah.
So it could also be Dean from the future.
I say no.
He could be Dean from the future.
First of all, he doesn't look like Dean at all, really. The nose. Let's just start with the nose.
Okay,
Dean has a little tiny button nose, and Dr. Venture has a hooky pointy nose, and that guy had a hooky pointy nose.
Okay, well, I still think it'd be really neat.
So he would have had to have rhinoplasty or nose growth accelerator drugs.
Okay, so ready to shoot down my third one?
Yeah.
It might be. I've heard theories that it could be Hank and Nikki's love child.
I still think it's some form or another of Rusty Venture.
I
don't know how.
Is.
Maybe he has another twin triplet situation.
There's another one.
There's another one.
We already have another one. Just one from the episode.
I know. They're just multiplying.
Which, ew. Please don't let him be the replacement one if one of them dies. Yeah.
Stop.
Okay.
Stop. Just stop. So a couple points of interest.
Just fun stuff.
Yeah. So, shore leave is continually really great. That's a point of interest.
In our world.
Doc
Hammer, yeah.
Doc Hammer. He keeps him going, punchline after punchline. Yeah. And it's just... He's turning into this really amazing character, and I love seeing him every week.
Yeah.
He always has the witty remarks, and, I just love that he's, not even the token gay guy, because there's the Alchemist is gay and whatever, but I just love that he is so, he reminds me of my GBF, which is probably why I like him so much, because he's awesome.
I just think it's cool that, only Doc Hammer could take, the joke and make it into a character. another point of interest is that Billy has been in this show so far for 4 episodes.
Yeah, every episode this season he has been in.
That's more than some of the main characters. He's kind of like their token, like, we need someone to fill this role. Who can we get? Who's fun? Oh, we'll throw in Billy. So with Billy, I mean, I think my favorite part about him that he keeps showing up is that, like, he has a lot of fun. And there are a few characters in the show that continually make sure, like, their objective is to have fun, which is Brock. Hank is like that, and then you've got Billy, you know, so he's like completely undercover, and he's like, you know, totally buying into this world, and I kind of love that about him. That's kind of what I want to be like, you know, like, yes, I'm delusional, but I'm having such a blast.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Leave me alone and let me wear my hat.
Also, Hank stands up to / sasses Dermot a lot more than he used to, and I think part of it is that he got laid, so he's now a man.
But even before that.
Even before that, I think he's just kind of like growing up a little and becoming more confident. And, you know, he asked Alchemist to punch him.
Yeah.
Or told him to, or whatever. It was kind of great.
Yeah, and he called him a beluga. Yeah.
Twice.
A beluga. Twice. I mean, he treats him a lot more like a companion than someone who was, like, leading around and, like, he was following, like, a little sad puppy, you know? Like, oh,
like a brother.
Yeah, like a brother. So, another point of interest. What is Dean up to in the next episode? This is fascinating to me. The next episode is called Bright Lights, Dean City.
He is in an internship. We're wondering if maybe he's interning for the Revenge Society.
It looks like it.
He seems to... there's some hints. We're wondering if maybe he's going to switch over to the dark side. Because...
Oh, sorry.
Wow. There's that part where he says, well, I may have watched my career in super science go up in smoke, but I may have managed to pull my dream from the ashes. Mm-hmm. And if you remember, he is the rightful heir to the guild.
Yeah.
So we're wondering if maybe maybe Revenge Society is trying to court him, or, I mean, that would totally give them a one-up if they, you know, got him on their team. He's the heir to the guild, even though he gave it to David Bowie. Like, I feel like he could rescind that.
I know.
Being the rightful heir and all. And
which would make him a perfect candidate to become evil. Also, that's why I think he could be, at the very end, the question mark guy could be him. Because he's like, I'm evil and I'm here from the future. From the future.
With a nose job.
Yeah, sure. With a nose job. Or, side note, he could be dead. We did see Phantom Limb zap him really good. I know that I'm like the girl that cried dead, but I think that...
you are the girl that cried.
I know. But the only reason why is because when we were watching the end of Everybody Comes to Hank's, all of a sudden when we see him come in and then we see the Revenge Society, like, the zap him in the teaser, you go, oh, well, at least we know Dean can't die. And I kind of, like, looked at you and I was like, that's exactly what they want you to think. He is dead! Or not, he's in a coma or something. I don't know. Just whatever.
A walking, talking coma.
It just seemed like it was a setup.
Also, you guys might have some theories, so feel free to send them in. We love to hear what you guys are thinking. You can comment on our blog, which is veryventurevodcast.blogspot.com, or tweet us on the Twitter, and we are Very Venture Girls, GRLS. And we love hearing from you guys. That's our favorite part is responding and reading all the theories, and then we get on long talks about it, and we go off on tangents, and it's really fun.
Schooled or getting answers to questions we were literally like, I don't know.
We've been pwned a few times.
It's pretty good.
It's awesome. As long as it's a gentle pwning.
And with love, a little bit of love.
Yeah.
We're yours.
So. You know.
So, as we might have mentioned, tune in next Sunday for the 4.2 episode 5, Bright Lights, Dean City, of which we've already started talking about. But we will be back next week with commentary on that, and we hope to see you here. So have a great week, Ventureroos. We'll see you later.
Happy venturing.
Bye. Bye.